Now, traditionally, Memorial Day weekend marks the official beginning of summer activities, and in Kansas City, one of the best ways to observe it will be coming up this Sunday night. That's the annual Bank of America's celebration at the station, featuring the Kansas City Symphony. It's a free event at Union Station, complete with fireworks to cap off the evening. But if you can't get down there, you can watch it live right here on KCPT. Every year, the orchestra plays a mix of patriotic favorites and music that artistic director Michael Stern thinks will be fitting for the occasion. They've had some great guest artists in recent years like Mark O'Connor and Bobby Watson. This year, Kansas City's own Oleta Adams will be featured with the band. The great Kansas City singer stopped by to give us an update on her musical journeys.
Sunday night, you're going to be singing on a stage that's just across the street from a place where some pretty amazing things happen for you. And talking about the Signboard Bar, obviously.
Yes, since I think 1975 was the first time I performed in Kansas City at Crown Center at the Signboard Lounge. And I'll tell you, we had some amazing times that would rival anything that I've done so far. And I've traveled all over the world. I've been in some pretty big arenas. I've done some very memorable things, but my heart is here in Kansas City, where we had great times.
Well, you were playing the piano.
Yes.
I mean, you're really a talented musician as well as a great singer, and that place must have really pushed you along to have to really, get there.
I have to credit all of those days. Those were the opportunities to hone my craft, to learn about not only the business, but the creativity of music and how to perform to an audience, not just an audience who came to hear you, but audiences that didn't come to hear you. When you have in the hotels, different conventions, and they have nothing to do with each other. And you're trying to please, people, and not under the best situation. Well, I suppose it depends on how you look at it, but people who are under the influence of alcohol, it can go either way.
And then two guys named Roland and Kurt walk in. Life changes, doesn't it?
And that actually happened when I moved over to the Hyatt, and in a little room called the Duck Club. And they had performed in town at Memorial Hall, I think it was.
Tears for Fears.
Tears for Fears, for those who don't know.
I dropped names.
Yes. Yes, and I guess I knew that they were there because my boyfriend at the time and drummer, now husband, said, Tears for Fears, they're here. And I thought, well, that's nice. We had a lot of people who always come into the club and listen. And they were so moved that 2 years later, they looked me up. They hunted me down and called me. And in 1987, they called and asked me to be a part of their recording, The Seeds of Love. And the song was called Woman in Chains. And it is still one of my favorite songs today. That's an incredible song, really moving.
And you perform it very powerfully.
Thank you.
And that sort of bred a chance to go make Circle of One, which, of course, yields a song that you're still identified with today.
Yes, very much so. It was also the song that, Circle of One is a song that Oprah used to like to work out to. And I have to say that in 91, she invited me to be on her show because someone was playing Get Here when she was taking a shower and at the studio, and she came out of the shower and said, "Who is that?" And she's been she was very, very helpful in really pushing my career by having me be on her show a couple of times and inviting me to be a part of some private things, and it was really nice, very nice.
Yeah. Well, that song will resonate nicely off the stage, I think, on Sunday night with the Memorial Day feeling in the air, because it's still, it's got a pertinence, I think.
I'm looking forward to that. That song is very closely associated with veterans of the wars, and it started out as a part of Desert Storm, and it was a campaign for people to win opportunities to send messages to their loved ones in the war in '91. I've heard so many stories of people who sent messages with this song, or they'd hear the song riding on a bus and their loved one was in overseas in the war, and the tears would just come down. As well as it has moved a lot of people who have been comforted by the loss of a loved one. I'm happy that I had that kind of hit, because you can have the wrong hit.
Well, it's going to be played with the symphony behind you.
Yes.
Do you do that much?
Occasionally. I've done that in Europe, particularly in Holland. I've performed with the Boston Pops. I look forward to that. This is my first time with the Kansas City Symphony. Can you believe that?
I was looking up just to make sure, because I couldn't recall any time.
First time. It's amazing. And I've been here for a lot of years, but yeah, I'm honored.
And looking out onto that sea of people, I think it's a very special experience.
It's
with the Liberty Memorial back there. Union
Yes.
Station looks gorgeous behind you. Trust me, from having been there before, I know the feeling that just that event brings out in people. I think they'll really enjoy your interpretation, and you're going to be singing another song or two, I believe, as well.
Yes, yes. I'm looking forward to singing a song with Music Corps for the war heroes who have been drastically affected by the accidents that happen in war, and they're recuperating and rehabilitating and using musical therapy by playing instruments, the instruments that mean the most to them, and I'll be singing with them and probably playing with them as well, and the orchestra will also accompany them, and a Leonard Cohen song. So we're looking forward to that. Music is therapy, and I've seen this happen everywhere, how it soothes the soul, and I see myself as that, really that, not as someone whose goal is to be famous, but my goal is to soothe all of that, the storms that happen in the human beings, and that's what gives me so much pleasure.
When you get to take your husband along, like you said, once the boyfriend, now the husband, drummer
Yes.
John Cushon, who some people would remember from playing with bands around Kansas City too.
Yes, John Cushon. Never leave home without him. We're very, very fortunate to get a chance to travel together. That was John playing on that hit song and all my records, and he is a great source of inspiration for me and for writing songs. I get a lot of wonderful ideas from his playing, and he's got a very wonderful scope, which ranges from classical to jazz and everything in between. And he's probably more well-rounded than I am, and we have a really fun time together.
You need to get back to that garden, because
I know.
this is planting time.
Which is why I'm trying to enjoy that now.
Well, there's some good weather in store. I'm sure it's going to be beautiful on Sunday night out at Union Station. And of course, people can watch it live here on KCPT as well. Starts at 8 o'clock. It'll be the symphony, a chance to hear Oleta Adams. And again, we thank you so much for coming by and seeing us on the local show.
Thank you so much.